I'm Dutch, and let's react to the Americans. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Johan, and I'm a typical Dutchman. And if you're planning to come over to Europe for your holidays or to live here permanently, or you're wondering why is everything so expensive in the United States in comparison with Europe, then you are at the right place, because in this channel I look and react to videos about life and living in America versus life and living in Europe. And for today we're going to take a look at traveling young, 10 differences between Danish and American houses. Let's start with a subscribe and a like. So I was looking for a video about the differences between the houses in America. That most of them are flimsy or wood, are made from styrofoam, I would ask, only would say, or something, because every time I see a disaster happening, and it's bad enough that there's a tornado or that there is a hurricane, but half the city is gone, and half the city is also made of wood. So I wonder why? Why are those houses not made more solid? So let's take a look at the 10 differences between Danish and American houses, because in Denmark there's a lot of bad weather and cold weather. So let's take a look.
All right, welcome to this week's Traveling Young. Maya's here with me. Later, you'll see Miranda, but right now we're standing in my office. Check it out. There's all my random bobblehead baseball things where I edit videos, random guitars on the wall. This is it. There's a cat on the ground. Here we are in my office, and you're going to kind of inadvertently get a house tour.
Yeah, it wasn't really the intention with the video, but you're going to get a little bit of it, a little taste.
And that's because this video, we're going to talk about 10 things that we find different in Danish homes, specifically this one, and homes that we've lived in the U.S. We thought
maybe I can say if it's really Danish or something that is really for Europe. So Europe in general or specifically Danish. I want to know.
That would be an interesting topic. 10 things different in Danish homes versus American homes on this week's Traveling Young.
So we're outside our house at our mailbox, and you can see our mailbox looks like basically any other mailbox in either Denmark or the US, but the big difference is it has our names on it. So there's Josh's name, my name's there too, and that's really important because here in Denmark, if you don't have your name on your mailbox, sometimes the post people won't actually deliver your mail. They'll send it back because they can't prove that you live here. So that's a big difference from the US, because we're not required to do that in the US. It just goes by the house number. So the post people just deliver it to whoever lives in the house. They don't know who lives there, they just care about the house number. So that's a big difference.
Yeah, that's a great difference, because over here in the Netherlands, your postal code with your house number is enough to get a letter. And if somebody actually lived there or not, doesn't matter. House number, postal code plus house number is a unique combo. So they don't need to verify if the name actually klops. If the name is actually right. Yeah. Wow. That's new for me.
And behind me are all of our trash cans. So we've got paper and plastic. We have cardboard. We've got our regular trash, food trash. So this is all like the extras from when you're cooking and things. And then glass and metal. And finally our garden trash. So we've got a lot of trash cans.
Wow. A lot of trash cans over there. We have recycling bins too, but the only thing that recycle at home is paper, plastic, metal, and cans. Plastic cans and PMD, plastic and metal cans. and paper, plastic, and organic food, fruit, and green. So garden stuff, leaves, etc. Those are separated at home, and then we have also glass to be separated, but that we have to bring to a certain collection point right here in the neighborhood, 50 meters away from here. There you can bring your glass. So you don't need to do everything in those bins, but yeah, it's being collected. And then, of course, everything else goes in the trash bin. Yeah.
We do a lot of recycling, a lot of separating, and that's a big thing here in Denmark. Recycling is really big, so they make it as easy as possible. And all of these get picked up on different days. We just have to kind of note in a calendar what days they come. So that's a big difference from the US. All we had in the US was basically like mixed recyclables. So anything that was recyclable went into one container.
Oh.
They didn't make any separation, and then we just had trash. And that was it. And it was really, really hard to do any really big recycling. We did a video about Genbrug Station. We didn't really have those in the US either. So yeah, there's lots more recycling done here in Denmark, and therefore lots more trash cans.
Yeah. Oh, cat. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Yeah, it's recycling is all over Europe. Doesn't matter which country, all over Europe is recycling. As far as I know, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, the Netherlands, of course. We all do recycling. It's being being one with nature and understanding that nature needs help, and we just don't throw everything in the trash or down the toilet.
All right, so one of the weird things about bathrooms in Denmark is the light switches are outside the bathroom rather than inside the bathroom. I don't understand why. If somebody knows the reason for this, tell me in the comments, because I don't understand it at all. But it is kind of fun to mess with people while they're going to the bathroom.
Yeah, depends how large the bathroom is. Much houses, the light switches on the inside of the bathroom, or as I remember from early days, we had a cord that we had to pull on to turn the light on when you're entering the bathroom. But I also seen in other countries that the light switch was on the outside, especially in hotels. I've seen that the light switch was on the outside. And why? I do not know.
All right, so another thing I want to talk about is unfinished floors. So this is like the entrance to our new house, but it is actually the only room in our current house that has unfinished floors. But our two old houses in Denmark had only unfinished floors in every room of the house. However, I don't think none of our houses back in the US had unfinished floors. They were all, had the glossy top. And I don't know if I've ever even been in a house in the US that had unfinished floors. So it's a very Danish or European thing. But yeah.
Unfinished floors. What does she mean with unfinished floors? It's only the rough floor. It's the concrete and nothing on it. Yeah, could be. That's normal in all houses in Europe, because everyone has his own taste of what he wants on the floor. Does he want carpet on the floor, or does he want tiles on the floor, or does he want to have a wooden floor, a parquet on the floor? Everyone has his own taste. So, yeah, if they deliver it with a finished floor, then there would be a chance that the new inhabitants, that the new say, I don't like it, break it out and replace it with something they like. So yeah, it's unfinished. If she means that by unfinished, yeah, all houses are unfinished floors.
That was something I definitely thought was a bit strange when I first came here.
All right, so you're kind of getting a little bit of a tour of the house here. We're now in Miranda's office and looking at another light switch. There's it's a very light switch heavy tour and description of things. And in this case, what's interesting is there's an outlet at the switch. It's smart because there's obviously power going to the switch, and it allows you to do things like plug in a vacuum cleaner or something that you just need temporarily plugged in, and you don't need to like get on the ground or move furniture to find an outlet to plug something in. This is not something that happens in the US. The light switches are just light switches. There's no outlets next to it at all. So this is pretty handy. I like this. Almost every light switch in the house has an outlet directly below it if you need power.
Yeah, that's something that is more common all over Europe. Yeah, that's a typical American. That you have only a light switch and nothing, not an outlet underneath. Yeah, it's most common in all houses that beneath the light switch there is an outlet. Yeah, because it's on the right height, so you can. Yeah.
All right, now we are in the kitchen, and something that I really thought was interesting when I first moved to Denmark is I remember walking into the kitchen in our very first house and saying, "Where's the fridge?"
Where's the fridge? I see an oven, the combi, combination oven, microwave and oven. Well, where's the fridge?
Where is it? But we had a built-in fridge, and it's quite common in Danish homes to have built-in fridges in the wall. But that was something that was very weird to get used to, and I definitely opened the wrong cabinet a few times when we first moved into our house here.
Yeah, that depends on what kind of a kitchen you have. A lot of people have kitchens with everything nicely behind a cabinet door, within and after behind the cabinet door is the refrigerator or the deep freeze or a regular cabinet so it's but other people who don't have such an expensive kitchen, they just have a simple and table cooling system, table refrigerator in the kitchen. Yeah.
All right, and now
but not those like in America, 2 meter tall with ice cube making and set. No, just a refrigerator is enough.
switch.
Yes.
Because I have one. I hope the sound, maybe stand over there. I hope the sound of the dishwasher isn't too loud over there. But also, this is a freezer. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, there's no mechanism for making ice cubes in this freezer at all. There's no thing to get. No, there's no, this isn't doing anything except
no ice.
No ice making facilities. Every refrigerator freezer I've ever had in America had the ability to make ice cubes. Even the cheapest one. We lived in this like super inexpensive, cheap, right out of college house in Tullahoma, Tennessee. I bought the cheapest refrigerator, which was also happened to be the most expensive one I could afford at the time. Even it had up at the top, quite common, the freezer at the top, a way to make ice cubes with water running into the freezer to do this. So I've always had free flowing ice cubes at any point I wanted in my life until I moved here. 5.5 years of no ice cubes. That's a massive, this has been a struggle to get used to. Maybe not now because it's winter, but in the summertime,
Yeah, I can imagine. If you're used to always have ice cubes nearby, yeah, but it's not by default in the refrigerators you get, a refrigerator or freezers you get here in Europe, that there is an ice cube maker in it. That's a more expensive one, so you have to order one specially for that. And a lot of people, if they really want ice cubes, there are plastic bags you can fill with water, put them in the refrigerator, and you get ice cubes. Or there is an ice cube, pan-like you can put in and get some ice cubes. So there are ways to get ice cubes, but not by, no, it's not by default in the houses in Europe.
Oh, ice cubes, I love you so much.
This is one that I feel like you and I both miss.
Yes.
There's no bathtubs here. You can get a bathtub,
But 90% of the homes, I would say, do not have a bathtub. You just have a standing shower.
Yeah,
And that's all you get.
we've never lived in a house that had a bathtub.
No. And I'm getting used to it.
I've been in houses with a bathtub.
Yeah.
Other people's houses,
Yeah.
not our houses. And it's not really common.
No. Sometimes I miss it, but that's what hotels are for. They have bathtubs. And we thought,
Yeah, bathtubs. Some people have, some people don't, but most of the houses don't have bathtubs. By default, you can build in, of course, but it's usually there's not enough space, not enough room to put up a bathtub. So they take a standing shower, and having a shower is more now having a shower, is more is better for your water consumption and heat, because you don't use that much water to get clean. And if you do a bathtub every time, it's gonna be an expensive water bill.
we just do a quick special
Bonus.
honorable mention to the 2 buttons that you have on toilets. In the US, we just have a single flush. You flush a toilet and that's it. No more thought to it. Here you've got a light flush for light things and a heavier flush for heavier things.
She brings it nicely. Yeah. Again, saving water when necessary. Yeah. Standing shower and 2 buttons on 2 types of flushes on the toilet. Yeah.
I'm a frequent user of the heavy flush button. Just
So more water. It's a bit more forceful with the heavy flush. So So whichever one you need, you can do.
Good for energy water saving.
Yes, exactly.
right. What do you think, buddy?
Ollie agrees.
Ollie agrees.
Oh, I think I got a lot of Ollie's butt up. We're trying to get her to do weird things over here.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Wait. All right, go for it.
Okay. So one thing that I really noticed when we moved to Denmark, and I think this is just the Scandinavian style really coming out, but every room is white. They're all white. In every house we've lived in, all the rooms are just white. And I thought that was very interesting because the houses we've lived in the US were either like painted different colors. I remember our dining room in our house in DC was yellow. We had a green room or like wallpaper, but every room here in our house we've lived in are just white. It's very minimalist. I think it's quite nice, especially in the summer with all the natural light. But I definitely remember coming to the house and being like, this is so boring. Why is everything white?
Yeah. Most of the people choose for white, but there are a lot of people who take a wallpaper up to or paint the walls into a color they like or a pattern they like. Yeah, it's not specific, but yeah, when a new house is delivered, it has white walls. Yeah.
Okay, so I did have to slightly search the house for this because this house does not really have that much of this, but previous houses did. That doesn't believe me, but it's true. But that the plugs here have like switches to turn them on and off, which I find very interesting because that's not really a concept we have in the US. So I have a demonstration for you that it does in fact turn on and off for the switch. But yeah, this house doesn't really have that much, but previous houses definitely did. And it's something I think is very interesting. Oh, it started to turn on.
Yeah. Some of the houses, because she was standing next to a washing machine, there are some houses for safety reasons that they made an on and off switch for the outlet because there is steam in the room or there's a chance of water leakage or condensation, and with condensations water and electricity doesn't mix, so you get a malfunction, and yeah, that's not good. So that's not everywhere, but some houses have because of safety measurements.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ollie wants to be in every shot, guys. If this is the end. You're slightly go on. There we go.
Come this way. Okay.
All right, let's wrap this up, guys.
Yes. So thanks for watching. watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode on things that we find different between our homes here in Denmark and the homes that we've had back in the U.S. And actually, fun thing, if you've been in houses in the U.S. and houses here, we'd love to hear what you think are weird things that you have found.
Or maybe also the opposite way. If there's things you think are weird about American homes.
That's true. Weird about tubs. I probably think tubs are weird.
I've gotten a lot of comments about how the toilet water is very high. So something of that nature.
Interesting. Yes, of course. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next time on Traveling Young.
Wait.
Yeah. Interesting video. They showed a lot about the differences between what is in the US and what is in Denmark, or as I complimented it with some European stylish. Yeah, very nice, very good video. I love it. If you did too, then press like. And if you want to see more of my videos, then you should take a look at this one. And otherwise, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button so we can get up to the next 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.